Hello everybody and welcome to our final episode of King of the Hill Season 3. This is our first game and we have an amazing showing between two players on the map Bayo. Playing on the south side of Bayo is our current reigning king as the Soviets, Von Ivan.
And in the north we have our challenger, hand selected by myself, the other Von Aston, playing as OKW. And for those of you who don't know, our new commander OKW is called Grand Reserve. So it is Grand Reserves versus Airborne. It's going to be great. We
This is
have
going to be nice.
Tier 0 Panzer Fusiliers.
That's going to shake up OKW a little bit. Momo, I just want to explain
Sorry,
to people
Grand
a little bit.
Offensive.
I just want to explain to the people a little bit about the overlay. So at the moment, Jan has coded this so we can see the commander abilities, but the portrait will not change. Also, I have to be selected on the player for it to show the abilities, but we'll have a little look at this. So as part of the airborne here for Soviets, we've got airborne guards and engineers can construct airborne rally points that allow for on-field reinforcements and can detect nearby enemies. Love that. You can power drop your HMGs. You've got airborne guards, which I think is awesome. Airdropped weapons, which plane will fly overhead, deliver a crate of weapons that can be picked up, and of course the IL-2 Sturmovik rocket run, an anti-vehicle strafing run, which is pretty awesome. Going over to OKW, of course, we'll let the players get into the start of this game and use this time to have a look. Panzer Fusiliers, CP0. We've got reconnaissance from the Stuka Passover, STG-44s on the infrareds, Panzer Commanders, which allow them, this is already available in some other OKW doctrines, and of course, lastly, the Tiger, Panzer 6, so really good items in the new commanders. They don't really hold anything back. Some great units to play with.
Oh yeah.
Panzer Fusiliers assigned to the front.
You see here, Von Aston is straight away gone into what a lot of players do with call-ins. No need to build. Just bring them on immediately.
No, you can build. You build them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Straight
you
from
build
the,
them.
Straight from the tier.
What's cool about these Fusiliers, if you've noticed, guys, is that they're 5-man in the start. In order to get to 6-men, like your normal Fusiliers used to be, you have to get the recon package, which is the G43 upgrade. And look at that, M3 goes down already, but it's abandoned. That's the one huge advantage of these Fusiliers now, is that they have AT grenades at the start. There's no need for a SWS truck.
That's
But
actually
unfortunately,
a really big thing for OKW, who normally have to wait ages to be able to counter the early game vehicles. You see here, Von Aston is not happy with that abandon on the M3, so he's had to go in with the Panzer Fusiliers and attack ground it just to make sure it does not get repaired.
Yep, he had to sacrifice that engagement essentially to kill the abandoned M3. He just ran past the penals, said hello, and killed off the M3. So we have 4 Panzer Fusiliers for Von Aston. Those things really do scale well into the late game, unlike Volksgrenadiers.
You know what's really nice about Bayo is that the center here, even though it looks like a negative cover road, it isn't. And I think actually the map would suffer if there was a lot of negative cover in the center. So it's actually some really nice map design there. The center's got a lot of medium cover areas to kind of approach. Some of these are new, I think, as well. Some of these hedgerows towards the center have been added. And it just makes the map a bit more, I think a bit more playable, I would say.
Yeah.
Von Aston there bringing out his first SWS truck. We'll find out in a second what this is going to be. Probably expecting mechanized on a map like this, just given the size.
We have our Dushka and airdrop weapons available, and it looks like Vaughn is utilizing the airdrop weapons. You can get PPSHs, conscripts get SVT rifles, as well as engineers get SVT rifles, so should be a pickup for Penals.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
We'll find out in a second. Actually, the engineers are the ones running back right now. See Von Asten here? I think he's trying to stop Von Ivan from taking this fuel by trying to go for some of the strategic points that decap the fuel. And that's a successful block of fuel income to Von Ivan. Really nice play from Von Asten there. And that kind of shows me that he has been looking at this map. And he does know the successful ways to cut off the opponent's resource income. So 4 Panzer Fusiliers at the start of this game. We do have the mechanized regiment down, which is about to complete for Von Asten.
The mobile command has been set. The static post is now in operation.
Yeah, these Stern Pioneers are gonna have to get out of here. I don't know if he really has time to. Yeah, that retreat path is horrendous. So, retreat's a bit late there. It is a possibility that it costs him this squad. Gonna run over the road here. I don't know if it's red cover here or not.
No, it's not. I'm actually surprised that Von Ivan hasn't stood still here and benefited from the additional accuracy, but he does pick the Stern Pioneer up on the retreat, and the first squad wipe goes down for Von Ivan.
And just as he's building his Panzer II.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
He's not.
Von Asten there may have got caught off by the satchel. Waited till the last minute.
Give me a heart attack.
No one's really started going out on the VPs yet. Von Asten has a little bit of a lead. 50 VPs down in the first 10 minutes. Nothing serious though. We'll see if Von Ivan's going to make use of his time on the field to perhaps lay some mines. And he is. It's always good to see that, I think.
God bless those Stern Pioneers were able to place down some medical crates before it expired. But this Lux is going to have a huge immediate impact on the map control here.
Von Ivan are about to pick up, I think, there's a PPSH actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that I might see some kind of AT there. But,
these things are beasts. If I'm not mistaken, they have the same DPS output as Shocks. And at the cost of, what is it, 45?
looks like, again, Von Asten, who clearly been studying this map. He's diving into enemy territory. He's trying to take these strategic points. They're quick to cap and very quick to decap resources. And you can see again that he's going to be denying the fuel on the right-hand side quickly to Von Ivan. He's desperate to stunt the vehicle production from Von Ivan in this game, and it's working beautifully. And look at those PPSHs in action in the penal battalions.
Did some good work there on those initial Fusiliers. Lux is responding to that, maybe going for the wipe on retreat for these PPSH penals. They're pretty low. And Von Ivan doesn't have anything to protect it besides the PTR's penals that are way off on the field. T-70's in production, but it's just gonna be possibly too late for... Oh, Von Ivan does a little fake PTRS in Q move and walks up towards the Lux, scaring him away, the satchel. Or actually, he's going for the actual PTRS.
That was tragic. Von left that squad for way too long on the right there, and is definitely paying the price for it at the moment. T-70 is going to be good here. It's going to be able to what Von Ivan has left to start pushing the field, but he's got to focus on those resources.
Here's our T-70.
Stuck in the trees. There it is though, making its first appearance. Of course, T-70 has to be careful of the Panzer Fusiliers because of the AT grenade that they possess. Von, once again, is going to start making his way up the left-hand side. PPSH Penals look like they're going to try and decap the fuel to stop Von Asten from getting double fuel in. But interesting, Momo, is that, again, VPs have been very stagnant so far in this match. Really, nothing has happened on the VP front. Both players seem to be kind of playing to kill each other's units to take a lot of map control, but no real focus on the VP game. I think we have an AT grenade.
So snares that you can't believe it actually went off. Looked like it was initiated from so far away, but this is excellent follow-up for this Puma, which is right around the corner. Nothing here to defend it. It's going to be easy.
The first vehicle loss of the game when Von Asten gets this kill. I'm surprised actually Von Ivan should have expected that. And PTRSs on the penal battalions were not enough to push the Puma away then. They will keep the Lukes at bay though. Look at this again from Von Asten. He's so deep in enemy territory. He's managing to get these great cutoffs on the map. And I really like this about Bayo. I really like the cutoffs. They really reward players that are prepared to overstep the front line mark. And it's chaos for Von Ivan, but he will get a squad wipe here, I'm sure.
So powerful, these PPSHs. Von Asten stuck too long. And yeah, Von Ivan gets a pickup. It's definitely something he's gonna need after all his losses.
Well, Von pushed off the map again. If Von Asten can secure the strategic point and fuel, he will have double fuel for a while, which is a great position to be in. As OKW, Von Ivan just starting to blob his way back up onto the map now. And he really has to focus on the AT. Guards have just been power dropped in.
Ooh. These things are beautiful with their DP upgrade, but since Von doesn't have enough munitions, he's gone for the PPSHs as well. These ones have no AT
a sniper squad. Did you know that looks like 6 snipers?
Yeah, their camo is awesome. Wish Von got them sooner. They're a really strong squad.
Von Ivan needs to be careful here because doesn't want to be having a long retreat chased down by the Lukes. He's not really getting any benefits out of this engagement because he's not capping the strategic point that cuts fuel. If he does stick around though, he might catch these Panzer Fusiliers on the retreat as they come through. Now we're seeing the guards. They've just been upgraded with the PPSHs. Von Ivan sticking around for that strategic decap. He does manage to get it off successfully, which is beautiful. Look at the timing there, really, from Von Asten. He held that retreat off with the Panzer Fusiliers for such a long time so that he didn't get caught off by the penal battalions.
Here comes our first 6-man Fusiliers. I think another 43 upgrades on the way, and this is where the Fusiliers are going to start actually being able to hold ground individually. Puma just going to base, doing a little bit of scouting. Another weapon crate drop for Von Ivan. Gets another PPSH on his penals, and second T70 is out.
Well, there is a mine around here somewhere. Not actually sure where the engineers laid it. It's just on the left-hand side of the fuel here. But Ivan still needs to be careful. Doesn't want to attract too much fire from the Lukes, and hopefully that will trigger in just a moment. T70 is coming along. Von Ivan, I think, clearly predicted this. We could see the Lukes go down.
Puma's right behind the T70. And the Fusiliers are covering the Lukes, so D for Von.
Just a little bit of support there. You see the penal battalions with the PPSHs. I wonder if they'd be able to do a bit of damage to
the
Puma.
one penal has... Oh, look at the satchel! Oh, it wipes out his penal squad!
Well played by
look
Von
at the
Asten.
attack time. Oh my
Well
God, the
played by Von
cook-off.
Asten. He manages to get
The
the ground attack
cook-off.
through the smoke too. That's beautiful. Von Ivan's squads are now suppressed by the MG34. Von Asten could not have played that better.
Oh, it was the penal that had one PTRS. The penal with the PTRS that died dropped one PTRS. That's why I had a satchel. I didn't notice that. But Von Asten got so lucky with the Puma. It was dead, but it was doing the little cook-off animation, and he was able to get off the last attack round to kill Von Ivan's T70. And with that, I think Von's pretty screwed. Sorry, Von Ivan. It should probably be selected.
It's always just safer to say Von, Momo. It's
I think that
that way you can never be wrong.
The enemy is reduced to 300 points.
Well, at this stage, I mean, Von Ivan's still going to give it a go. He's trying to make use of the airborne guards. I think we've just seen this called in again. We can have a closer look at this. Of course, the smoke comes down. Any second now, we'll see the guards. I'm interested to see this. Oh no, they don't yet.
Appear. They just appear.
That is
They don't
sinister.
stop.
Oh, Von Asten is trying to capitalize on his field position at the moment. He's got the Lukes terrorizing the northwest side of the map. Von Ivan is desperately trying to capture VPs right now to give himself enough time to get back into this game. And, seeing a lot of engagements that really aren't going Von Ivan's
Latino
favor.
squad will save K up in the VP, mid VP.
Yeah, Von just hasn't. Oh, Von Ivan, sorry, hasn't been so focused in this game. He's gonna go for another T70, and don't forget Von Asten here is gonna be able to call in a Tiger in this game.
Yep, he's got his tier 4 up, which means he can get the Tiger. He has the resources. And Von just got heavy PPSHs. His second set of squad, guard squad, also upgraded with PPSH. That's a lot of additional micro.
Luke's once again finds a penal battalion on the retreat. And, the guards just do not have anything to stop this, but the T-70's on the field and will come out just in the nick of time. There isn't a Puma here now, so Von Ivan may feel confident chasing. Did we see any mines in this game? From Von Asten, I don't think we've seen any on this side of the map, to be honest. Do you know what, Momo? I'm not counting Von Ivan out just yet at this point. I have a feeling that Von Asten is going to bank fuel for the Tiger. And I actually think that gives Von Ivan a little bit of time to, you know, maybe to tech, maybe even to bring something out that he knows might counter the Tiger. There's definitely time for him to get those resources in.
Yeah, you're right. If Von Asten wants to showcase the Tiger, then definitely. You never know, though. He could build a Panzer IV to try to close out the game. But because right now he really has no hard counter to the T7. Just a bunch of snares. And the Lukes, you know, if it gets around the rear armor with the snare. I'm just really surprised Von didn't airdrop any Dushkas. It's really strong, and it's only 125 manpower and 50 munis. It's really good at fighting back OKW infantry spam. On an open map like this would have been amazing.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the Dushkas. Then again, we may have seen it had he had the infantry composition that he was hoping for stay alive a little bit longer. You see here Von Ivan successfully managing to dodge some grenades, get some back on his own. Von Asten here needs to be a little bit careful in the center. The T-70 is still just picking away at get units in cover. And a bit of a standoff between these two units. They're not really doing anything except feeding each other vet. Yeah. But look at this, Von Ivan may be able to secure double fuel here. That's going to put him on plus 33 per minute, and if he can hold on to this for a while, it should give him time to get out enough units to counter the potential Tiger we're going to see as this game goes on.
Yeah, he went for the Panzer IV.
It's a sensible
Maybe
choice.
Von Ivan can showcase the revamped Su-76. Buff.
Actually, yeah, Von's building. How often do you see Von Ivan build a fuel cache?
Never.
He's, Von Ivan is a resource player. I mean, actually, you always see this with him. He tends not to go for the VPs at the start. He's focused on getting vehicles out because he loves to play with the vehicles. Seeing him build a fuel cache, though, that kind of smells a little bit of desperation to me.
Yeah, he could have built a Su-76. Now this Panzer IV is going to be out any moment now. And his T-70 is way behind enemy line. He's getting enveloped right now. You notice these Fusiliers trying to cut off the T-70's retreat path. Get a snare off on it and finish it off with the Panzer IV.
I really don't like the way that units come onto the map here. They get caught a little bit by the emplacement outside of the base. There's the AT grenade on the T-70 from the Panzer Fusiliers. You see the Panzer IV is hurtling down to the right-hand side now to finish that off. But Ivan's trying to make use of all the time he can get with the fuel resource, and the Lukes here coming around the back of the T-70. Get some rear armor shots and perhaps block this unit in. Gotta be careful itself though. Oh, the Panzer IV just misses the opportunity to track for the line of sight, but it will eventually get it. Von Ivan retaliates with an AT satchel on the Panzer IV, but there isn't anything to finish it off. Soon we will have the Su-76 come in, which Momo just mentioned a moment ago is probably the best option remaining now.
Yep. Von's still fighting back, taking all these engagements through the smoke and the point and rush through it even with the Panzer II being there. Here comes the PPSH flank on this MG34. So if there's guys who, you know, it's hard to tell since you're not in the game yourself, but these PPSH Pinos can buy a 1 PTRS upgrade for 30 munitions in order to actually have a little bit of their AT capabilities still intact. So it's not like they have it off the bat. You have to spend the munitions to swap out PPSH for a single PTRS.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Another Su-76 coming out. It's the return of the Su-76 meta.
To be honest, I don't mind this at all. It's probably one of the best things that he can do right now. If he can keep these alive, then I think he'll have a good shot at building his infantry force up. They're very strong infantry units, so as we know, even with the veterans here on OKW, they still seem to be performing very well, kind of as vanilla units. That was a great grenade from the Panzer Fusiliers there. And once again, Von Ivan is going to be chased down on the retreat by the Lukes. But here's the Su-76 now. Reveals itself.
And just for responding. Look at that. So much flow from Von Asten that... Okay, he canceled the second MG34, but he does have a Ken coming out. If he can surprise Von Asten with the double Su-76, he could pick up the P4 if he's not paying attention.
Oh, there's a block and a grenade there. It's a good grenade. Takes down one of the models. We're not going to see another one from the penal battalions, although maybe we'll see another model drop.
Anti-tank rockets on the field.
So I've just seen this airborne guards have the ability to call in an IL-2 strafing run,
Yes.
which is gonna spice things up a little bit when they need that support. You know, Momo, there's been a lot of fail-fish in this game, but it is actually turning into a very interesting game. The VPs are low for Von Ivan, but he does have a composition that works right now. And he's not completely out of the game yet. Von Asten, of course, has been struggling to get back hold of his fuel, and he's really far away from the Tiger or a bigger unit than the Panzer IV. So Von Ivan still has some time.
If only he didn't lose all those penals. Because he's at a heavy infantry disadvantage. His Fusiliers are starting to gain a lot of inerrancy. And all but one of his Fusiliers have the G43 upgrade, so they're going to be absolutely amazing versus Von's infantry. Especially when they have to close in like that. And Von, not paying attention, gets snared on one of his SUs.
It's a nice power drop of the airborne guards on the right VP. You can tell now that Von is starting to take notice of those VPs. Look at this, Raketten's trying to open up on the fuel cache, which has been spotted there. Actually, can the guards get this in time? They won't. Von Ivan's going to lose his fuel cache. Von Asten just takes double fuel, and that's what he needed to start working his way towards his elite late game unit.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
Von Asten's doing a really good counter build here. He's brought in the Rakettens to deal with the Su-76s, and that makes the Panzer IV a dominant unit on the field again.
Luke's takes a volley there. Lanson's nearly at pop cap.
Guards and Panzer Fusiliers there, both having the same idea at the same time. Actually, it's
Von
Panzer
Ivan
Fusiliers
making an
that come off better.
expedition with his Su-76s, looking for some kind of win here. Maybe trying to bait his Panzer IV to respond to this decap coming in.
Enemy down to 100 points.
And of course, he's going to have to be quick. There's the 100 points remaining announcement. And, that is signaling that Von Ivan doesn't have much time left in this game. He's going to start focusing on the VP right and middle. Panzer IV here, if it chases through the center, there is a nice mine, and if anything triggers that mine, it will be easily destroyed by the Su-76s.
Field reports indicates the enemy is left with only 75
Lansson
points.
playing it safe, just holding the VPs. Not really much else to do. No reason to be super aggressive when you have the game in your palm. Guards going in for this VP. Looks like they will take it. Su-76s are going to have to rotate to the south if Von wants to hold that VP. Got another Fusilier squad reacting to that.
Guard smoke is really good. You see the Su-76 getting itself in a position now where it can try and engage the Lukes. The Raketten opens up there with a shot, and that's going to be an opportunity for the guards to push forward. T-70 pushes off the MG-34. It's a nice push from Von Ivan. Here's the sighting there. Su-76 now engages the Panzer IV. Let's see what Von makes of this. Of course,
second Raketten.
For long. I have a feeling that Von Asten maybe doesn't mind losing the Panzer IV, because he will be able to call in the Tiger soon. the Panzer IV takes a little bit of a route around the line of sight blocker. Trees on the east of the map.
Looks like Vaughn will be able to get the left and right side VP. Just barely. Look at this, Von Assen skipping the T-70, looking for the guards in order to get them off the VP. One uses a smoke grenade to buy himself some time.
We have only 50 points remaining.
Panzer IV, I think, has just managed to catch the Su-76 off guard. That one's got to go down. It's actually abandoned from a great shot from the Raketen. Von Ivan's probably going to have to destroy that himself. Does not want to leave that.
Two Raketens coming in on it. Oh, and the loot is on its retreat path. There's a little bit of damage before it runs away.
Very surprised to see the Lukes not blocking the Su-76 there, actually. Oh, Von Ivan going for another T-70. He hasn't been able to break out of this teching loop at the moment. Needs to repair the T-70 he has on the left. But that one Su-76 is going to struggle to deal with everything that's on the field right now. We've just dipped below 50 VPs for Von Ivan. He would have to take 400 down off Von Asten to stay in this game, and I really don't think that's going to happen at this point.
No, it's looking like it's it for our king.
Guards there, they're trying to focus down the Raketens, which might allow the Su-76 to push away the Panzer IV. Peel battalions in the center suppressed by the MG-34, and they need the T-70s to come around and give some support. Von Asten there just missed the opportunity to 18 aim one of the T-70s. That is a huge hit from the T-70s. A lot of Panzer Fusiliers go down there.
Almost
Nearly a squad wipe. Credit to Von Ivan, who is still giving this the best shot that he has. Going to be building another squad of penal battalions. And he will be able to capture points with the T-70 if he takes these over to the right-hand side. He may be able to get one of the VPs sneakily. There, of course, is quite a big map. So actually the Soviets being able to utilize territory capture from the vehicles is very powerful if it can be done correctly. T-70s get caught off guard by the Panzer IV. The Su-76 trying to get there in time, but a great block from the Panzer IV and a finishing shot from the Raketen removes more and more of Von Ivan's armor.
Von Assen just putting out so many forest fires that Von Ivan's creating. Just a matter of time at this point, I think. Second Panzer IV should be able to seal it.
Yeah, I can't see... is that the repaired Su-76? With the OKW crewing? We knew that was going to happen. You can see how desperate he is for the VPs right now. Penals on the right. Guards trying to take the left, but pushed away by the Panzer IV. The T-70 is just trying to do damage where it can. It's up against the Su-76. The Panzer IV dives on top of the Su-76 to take it down. Picks up Veteran C3 in the process.
Oh, the way that thing out of control is just so hilarious. Look at this timeline right here, Stormless. Su-76 chasing T-70.
Oh! Penal Battalion's actually got an AT satchel on the Panzer IV and took it down. But it's not going to help Von Ivan at this point. 14 VPs left. We're mere minutes away from crowning Von Asten the new king.
Vaughn went for the run around on the rear armor, but he just stopped moving.
Seriously.
Middle
SU-76 goes
VP
down to
mine, finally.
that beautiful mine from earlier.
Go down to these Vet 3 guards.
Well, with 4 VPs left to go, we are about to say goodbye to Von Ivan, but of course, as this week is the special episode, if we have more than 6 games, we might be able to vote him back in again. But GG to Von Asten, who confidently wins Game 1 of this episode.
GG.